Hey everybody, how's it going? On today's video, we are going to be talking about a hilarious optimizing LitRPG audiobook. And that audiobook is called, this is a mouthful, How I Became the World's Strongest Warrior by Using Basic Attacks. This is by Kenny King, narrated by none other than Luke Daniels. And the length of this audiobook is 16 hours and 4 minutes. So it is a good chunk of time for your audio listening. Let's get a little bit into the background for this audiobook. So our main character is isekai'd into a world that is heavy on the game mechanic, heavy on percentages, heavy on levels and tasks to do. And when this character gets into this new world, he's not in the best mindset. He got isekai'd from his world, and he had kind of a bleak end to his time there. And so when he came into this new world, he was very much like, I'm just going to live differently, and I don't care, and I'm going to just optimize. And our character also got to choose their new name. I'm not going to repeat that name because it's a little lewd and not for everyone to hear. But it's I don't know, kind of funny at the same time because of those gamer tags you see while you play online, and you definitely know, you're like, okay, that character, and maybe avoid. And hopefully this might not be such a terrible experience interacting. But yeah, our main character picks one of those names and just starts optimizing. He's in the training area and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna just get the best out of this. And so he starts taking a wooden practice sword and thunking the practice dummy over and over and over and over, and he just keeps going and going and going. People start looking at him funny. He actually passes out several times. He needs healing. He needs someone to tell him to shut up and sit down and eat some food. And he's like, it's not optimal. And then, after, passing out and not feeling his best, then he starts getting optimal and he starts working towards that, percentages. And he is, just grinding those levels. He's not doing it fast. He is doing it efficiently. He's getting points up in his optimization of his basic attacks and his just strike multiplier. And he just goes and just hits it hard. And he does that for about 4 months. He has gotten a reputation at the time called the Dummy Slayer, because he's been spending so much time on eating, drinking, getting his healing, resting, and then going back to hitting. Then he finds out from someone in the training area to hit it more optimally. So he just is like, he will take any advice as long as it is a more optimal way to have the numbers go up. And I love optimizing things. I love in lit RPGs when stats are just, people are optimizing those stats. And this is that lit RPG. It is just, I don't know. And paired with Luke Daniels' narrating, it is just hilarious. And I just find myself just can't wait. So I know I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but as of right now, there are 3 books on Audible right now. 2 are still coming and on pre-order. I think 1 comes in September at the time of this recording, and then 1 I think in October. So they're coming around the corner. It's just not right away, but there's still there's 3 books coming. It's just exciting. But back to lit RPG. So this character is just optimizing. And there's a point where he optimizes so hard in the training area that he gets the max levels he can in the training area forcibly kicks him out. So then he is now moving on to his optimization. He starts, being told to attack this many slimes. And throughout all of his training and his, just slaying of the dummies, he's vaporizing low-level monsters because of the multipliers, the percentages, the optimizing that he has done, the most efficient way to do things. He just starts gaining more and more, gold, equipment, resources, and he's optimizing all that because that's what he wants. He wants optimization, and he wants it in the most uh, you know just the most straightforward way. And throughout the audiobook, it just gets better and better. And Luke Daniels and the fight scenes, it just makes me laugh. His narration and how he fights and how things are um, described just make me laugh so hard. I was listening to it, and there are just points where I just had to stop because I was laughing. I was just getting so giddy, shoulder throbbing laughs because of this story. And also weirdly enjoying it quite a bit just because of all the optimizing and the stats and how this character is just one-minded, one-tracked. He eventually gets some comrades, eventually gets people that help him in his path of optimization, and he starts letting go of his just computer-like analyzation of everything, and he gets a little more friendlier with some of the characters, but not too much. Don't take away his optimization, and you'll be in his good graces. But he just meets people that helps him with his optimization and helps him be more of gets a little bit of his humanity back again and his joy of life, I would say. But yeah, so right now let's go and get into some of the pros and some of the cons of this audiobook that are, in my opinion, points that I would like to share with you, because with all of these reviews, I just want to go and make sure that you get a book that you enjoy, or something that you might not enjoy, and so you don't waste your time or your credits or your money. Mainly time. Time is a precious, precious commodity, because you got to optimize that time. All right, so for pros, what I had is this was seriously funny. I just couldn't handle myself sometimes as I was listening to this audiobook, and Luke Daniels' narration is just so silly. I was very sad. If you have ever listened to anything from Luke Daniels, usually at some of the end of the audiobooks, he has a bloopers reel, and it's just hilarious to hear him do his bloopers reel. And it's not in every audiobook that he does, but in this one, unfortunately, there's no bloopers reel. But man, he just gets me cracking up so hard sometimes with those bloopers reels and just how he takes his does his narration. He does a really good job. Next this is an oddly satisfying story, just to see the numbers constantly go up and how that can happen. And it's just, not super complicated at times, where it's just go this way. Don't get, the story doesn't have to be so complicated. It just has to be optimized, and you have to move forward. And just seeing that described through the story and how it goes and is portrayed and narrated is just it's really satisfying. Oh, the numbers are going up. Oh, I'm liking this. I'm laughing. I'm satisfied with the numbers going up. I just find this very satisfying. And it's just, I don't know. If you find seeing the numbers going up in stats and someone just going up and up, if you like to grind in games and you just get that satisfaction of getting those numbers up and better chances to get better gear and optimizing your character within that video game that you're playing, then you will probably really enjoy this audiobook. So yeah, and feel satisfied somehow at the same time that you're reading this book. Maybe you'll listen to it / read it a couple times. No, but I think I might actually re-listen to book 1 before I get into book 2, the upcoming other books. So yeah, again, oddly satisfying. Next point is loving the characters. There are characters that just break our main character out of his kind of super analytical focus. And it's just funny to see that. And it's nice to see these side characters, these characters that are helping him on his path of optimization and just getting him to loosen up a little bit and get him actually thinking of things to be more optimized. And it's I really like how other characters have proposed things and done ways where he they tell him about something, and he's not I know better. I don't need to listen to you, but he takes it in, thinks about it, and takes some little pieces of information, some little pieces of advice, but then other times he's just oh, that is an optimal point that you made. And it's just fun to see him just interact with other characters, and also just the other characters are interesting characters too. Characters that are also somehow optimized in their own way, or just trying to get him out of his funk and let him be alive, more livelier in the the story. And then some characters that are just more as geeky as he, where he's just like, characters that are just like, but the stats and the this and how the reactions and all that. And it's fun to see how the interactions between all the characters. Next is the I've mentioned this multiple times, but the efficiency and the optimization of this story is everywhere through it. You're going along and you're seeing things progress, and challenges come, and then challenges kind of like thought of, and how to pick this obstacle apart, where you can go ahead and just plow through it. And so I found that was a really nice point of this whole optimizing story. Next is the story's pacing. It just keeps going in a consistent way to where I feel like you can just really enjoy it, and nothing ever feels like it slows down. Nothing feels like it goes too fast. The pacing, in my opinion, is very like, okay, I like the rhythm of this story and how everything's going. Nothing feels like this is taking too long, or nothing feels like it's going too fast. I really enjoyed that in the writing. Next is, like I said before, Luke Daniels' narration is just hysterical. I really enjoy all of his works. The ones that I get into, the audiobooks that I have just been a part of and listened to his style. It's just really good. I said, if you can listen to one of his audiobooks and or the ones that he narrates, and you have a bloopers reel, it's just it's so good. I just love seeing that little bit of the behind the scenes of his process. But yeah, the bloopers reel, for some reason, it just cracks me up, and I don't know why. I just really love his narration styles. Partially the reason why I jumped on this audiobook, because I really loved his narrating, and it's just one of those things where when you have a good narrator that you really enjoy and they're in a new book, well, if the story, because it's not always about the narrator, the story has to hold its weight as well, because I've had audiobooks where the story was just not great, and even though the narrator is well known, the narrator's got lots of talent, it is just not something that can gloss over I wouldn't say bad story, just one that I just didn't really enjoy. But yeah, so Luke Daniels, great narration. Moving on is this, and I mentioned this earlier as I wrote this down, is there are 2 more books coming. So it's not like you get this book and then you have to wonder when the next book is coming. There are 2 more books. The next book has its cover art on there and is available for pre-order on Audible. That's where I primarily get all of my LitRPG audiobooks from. That's just where I find it most convenient. But yeah, that's the 2 books are on there. They're coming, so you're going to have things coming together, and you don't have to wait too long for the next book, especially if you enjoy this particular audiobook. Let's go ahead and move to the cons now, since I've gone through most of my pros. I don't want to sound like a broken record when I can talk about this audiobook and with others that have listened to this audiobook for a while. And so cons and this is more of something that I want to say to those that are looking at this and might not be I don't want to sound like I'm beating around the bush. There is some crude and immature moments that I could see some people having problems with. The name of the main character that he gets to pick when he enters this new world is not the greatest, and there's a couple other scenes that are just kind of just a little crude, but it's not like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it kind of taints the whole story or and makes it kind of it's there, and it's something that I wanted to go ahead and just mention to people, because I feel like it was kind of surprising when those moments came up. So if you ever, for the adults and slash for the parents in the room, if you ever listen to your lit RPG books with your kids, this one you will have to be like try and hit the pause button, trying to skip, depending on how old your child is. Or sometimes it just pops up, and some people might not really enjoy that in their lit RPG books. Just something I wanted to point out. I didn't find it like a total hit and being something that I feel like I needed to just stop listening and that ruined the whole story for me. It didn't really. It's just something that I kind of wanted to point out more than anything. Next is, if you do not like optimization, if you do not like stats, if you are if this is the part of the lit RPG books that doesn't tickle your fancy, you might find this really boring. And you might. That's just my opinion. Something I thought, if you constantly don't want to, hear someone talk about optimization and stats and efficiency, to me, it's yes, this is everything I want and more. Please, I love these kind of characters. And then there's others that are just kind of this isn't really for me. I need more fighting. I need more Primal Hunter kind of scenes where, yeah, there's stats, but Jake is just stabbing everything with poison. Or, you need more, what's the other, Thrash'em lit RPGs? I can't think of them right now. There's a lot of them. But if you need more action, and you can't get that in this audiobook, or you don't feel like you're getting what you want and you're getting too much numbers thrown at you, then you might just find this boring, and maybe you won't. Again, just do your own research too. Don't let my voice be the only voice that you hear and be like, this is the greatest audiobook that I will, I'll go check that out just because of your recommendation. I'm flattered, but at the same time, please do your own research, because don't blame me if you just go run to an audiobook just on one guy's opinion. But yeah. But last thing I want to point out is it kind of ties into the first one. It's just this audiobook is a very unique taste. I feel like this one just slots in that piece of the puzzle that just slots in really, really well. And it might not for you, and it might not be that great thing. I just wanted to go ahead and point that out, because I feel like this is a very, I don't want to say niche story, but this is one that if you like what I've been saying, you will really like this audiobook. And if this is something that you have not really enjoyed, or not really thought that, everything I've been saying is just kind of meh, then this is probably something that you might not enjoy and might want to just skip. But if you like what I've been dishing out so far, what I've been recommending and what I've been saying, then this is something that at least go to Audible. I'll have a link in the description of this video where you can go listen to a little bit of the sample by Audible, listen to the summary from the author, and or read the summary from the author, so you can get a better feel if this is going to be another audiobook experience for you. If you're a fan of Luke Daniels, again, he does a great job. If you have read anything from Kenny King, and you enjoyed that, then this is probably one for you. But just thinking of some other audiobooks, it's not any audiobooks that I feel like that may be, a parallel, something that you can compare this to. I just feel like if you have those characters in the lit RPG stories that really like to optimize what's going on and their skills, their levels, their abilities, their classes, then this is magnified in this story. And if you don't like something like that, maybe again, this is just not the audiobook for you. But I just really enjoyed listening to it, and I wanted to go ahead and talk about it and share it with y'all. I do appreciate you listening. If you're this far into the video, I thank you for listening to me ramble on about this audiobook that I've just really enjoyed, and hope you check it out. And so yeah, that's pretty much all I have on this audiobook. Again, we are talking about how I became the world's strongest warrior by using basic attacks. And I hope you've enjoyed the time that we've spent together, and I'll let you go back to listening to your audiobooks. at the time of this recording, I'm getting in on the Living Forge, and that that's just characters that I really enjoy, not the really, I guess, forward facing attacking characters, but some of the characters that get to use their abilities in a unique way, and yeah, their classes are just unique in themselves. So yeah, that's what I'm listening to currently right now at the time of this recording. But yeah, well, I'll let you guys go and see you all next time. Toodles!